EURUSD, right? That one's pretty good. And it's pretty clean too. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, so let me go to the 4-hour chart here. All right, so just pretend this is an asset you would trade, Sean. Where would you throw your anchored VWAP? Well, I'll zoom out even more just in case. Let's just zoom out a lot. You can pick something.
I would start at the daily then.
Okay, let's go to the daily then. Yeah, let's do that. So we're on the daily here. Let me remove
there you
this.
Go. So you can see some pretty.
Look at the volume here, by the way.
Yeah, I would definitely hit that low. I definitely hit the lower chart and the higher chart.
So down here you would put it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's throw it there. Oops, why didn't that work? Oh, there, it was just delayed. Okay. All right, so we have there, and then right up here, you're thinking?
Yep, that higher chart, right?
Okay.
That starts giving me some parameters.
There we go. Got a little something there. All right, so let's zoom in so you can see we're way above that low anchored VWAP, way down there. So generally, what would this mean to you here?
Well, you could play that higher anchored VWAP. Matter of fact, if you follow it, the U.S. dollar is weakening against other currencies. So the overall thesis is that some of these other currencies are going to be more bullish against the dollar. So right now, you look at you're on the daily. We know the daily is bullish because the 9 has crossed the 20. So on the daily, we're buyers. We recognize where that anchored VWAP is right now. We go down to, say, the hourly to check to see what it looks like more intraday. Check our EMAs at that point.
Okay, I'll go down to the hourly here. Right. Okay. So a bit choppy, right? But
yeah, it's a little channely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
right now you're getting the EMAs to cross, but they're crossing and recrossing, right? So we're in a bit of a channel.
Mm-hmm.
So not knowing this currency pair and when it moves the most, which session, I mean, knowing that about the pair would probably be helpful. Like most of its movement may be done today, right? But assuming that we don't know that, you could start looking at it on the smaller time frames. Does this channel provide enough movement that I can grab 10 cents of the move or whatever the small percentage that I'm typically doing? If the answer is no, then it's not tradable. That's a good regression trend line too. So you can see that up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So guys, this tool was called the Regression Trendline. It's in TradingView. I just pulled it up on the left side here, and then I just kind of like go from, you know what? I kind of want to go from not the top of the wick, but to the top of that closed candle. Let's try that. It might look a bit better. So I'll go from here. See how that looks. Mm-hmm. Oh no, it just did the same thing. That's what I did the first time.
Well, it projects it forward. So into the future, if you wanted to be very specific, you could take that extension off. Mm-hmm. I like it to predict it out in the future.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so we're just looking. So currently, the current market conditions of EURUSD do not look favorable, just because we're in a range. We don't have great momentum on the EMAs, and they're crossing over and over again, especially like in the last day to start the week. Looks pretty bad. So I think what we'd want to see, just going off of Sean's top-down analysis, is we'd want to see like a pullback to this kind of level here, and then the EMAs would come down, and then we'd have a nice bullish candle off that VWAP level. The EMAs would cross again, and then we would have some nice bullish buying opportunities there, just because we want to go with the overall momentum of this trend as well, right? And I think that's the hardest part about trading, is like a lot of retail traders are always trying to time the top of these moves, but because it doesn't take as much patience as letting a pumping asset pull back for a good entry, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, a large part of the discipline is to recognize that instrument isn't prepared to pay you yet. That's why I like to look at multiple instruments, because if I'm looking at 4 or 5, maybe 6, one of them in general, at the time I'm sitting at my trade desk, gives me a very clean read. There is a lot of strength in only trading one asset. You get to know it very well, but you're going to have a lot of time periods where it's not tradable. Whereas if I do the same thing with 4 and 5 assets, usually at any given time, gold is channeling, but silver just gave me a clean buy signal, so I'm buying silver. That type of thing, right? So for this pairing, I would wait.
Yeah, Yeah, this is definitely a waiting situation. We need price action to form some more structure before we can make a valid case to go long or short. And I think there's more of a case to go long currently on this asset. But with that being said, at the current price, it would be very risky to go long. And